Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Trisha, and I'm pleased and honored that you have selected our firm as your trusted consultancy advisor. As the information that I've got from my supervisor, you wish to venture to a real estate business. The gentlemen here prefer to have a partnership, and on the other hand, the ladies here wishes to have a company. By providing you guys the background of the two business structure, I hope at the end of this discussion, I can make the necessary recommendation for your future business venture. Firstly, let me discuss to you the insights of a partnership. Partnership exists through an agreement between two or more persons to work together on the same business with the primary aim of making a profit. The essential elements of a partnership is established wherein an individual will be using their different profession to run a business with the motivation of generating and sharing a profit. The creation of the partnership is based upon the understanding of the partners with consent. Therefore, a formal written contract is a necessity as to the creation of the partnership because its existence is based on the satisfaction of our existing law. However, a partnership agreement is commonly established by the partners where they can vary the particular rights and obligations and duties, such as written agreements or set out the rights of the obligations of the partners and facilitates a resolution in the event of the future misunderstandings. Partnerships are less costly to set up. In starting a partnership business, application shall be done for a TFN on the ABN application form at the Australian Business Register. There's no need to register the business name with the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. If the business name is all of the partners' names, otherwise, the trade name is different from the actual names, it shall be registered. Sharing the profits and losses. The partners has the equal share entitlement among the partners of the capital and profits of the business, and shall contribute equally in case of any losses. The disadvantage of a partnership is a partner is bound to indemnify for the payments made for the personal liabilities acquired due to the business. Another risk is a partner is not a legal entity. Therefore, partners have an unlimited liability. This may include their personal resources. Any contract that would be made to the third party is binding to an individual partners. The partners are also bound by an act of authorized person whether he is or not a partner. However, if there's an agreement by the partners to a jurisdiction of any one of them, acts done by the partners shall not be binded. Partners are liable jointly for all the debts, obligations of the firm. With regards to the misapplication of the customer's money, partners are liable jointly and severally. Continuity of the partnership. Changes in the membership can terminate the partnership, such as the cause of death, retirement, or bankruptcy of a partner because of the notion of fiduciary relationship, unless the agreement says otherwise. Nevertheless, partnership can also be dissolved by a court order on a certain grounds. We discuss to you about a company. A company is a legal entity which is governed by the Corporations Act 2001 and it's been regulated by the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. To set up a new company, an application to the ASIC for the registration is required as to set out the written consent and details of every person of the shareholders, directors of the company, secretary. Upon the registration of a company, it has now a separate legal existence that distincts from its owners. It has a power of an individual such as owning and disposing of assets, entering into a contract, and can be sued and be sued. Generally liable for the company's debts and limited only to the issue price of their share. The company as a legal entity has debts and assets separate from its members, with the shareholders are distinct from the company and can be secured as creditors or employees. In the management, the company decisions making is run by the board of directors. The directors and the other officers likewise owes the fiduciary duty to the company. Shareholders and members are entitled to vote in meetings, thereby influencing actions for the directors. They are not directly involved in managing the business, but they can relieve when where there is a malpractice of the company. To its perpetual succession, a company's existence continues indefinitely despite the changes in its members until the end of the winding and the deregistration of the company. Our discussion for today, Sam, Stan, Fran, and Fergie, I hope that I was able to deliver the necessary information about the two business structure. But I strongly suggest that the suitable business structure for your family would be a company. Since the background of the business is a real estate that requires a proper documentation, it is very necessary that it should have an attribute of a legal entity that will give an impression to your future customers. Thus, the business is registered and binded by the Corporations Act, and it complies with the regulation of the Australian Securities Investment and Commission. In spite of the long process and expensive creation of this type of business, the legal existence would be protected and be secured. Thank you so much for your time, and if you have further questions, I leave my calling card to answer your future queries.